Welcome back to Life in the 1900s newspapers, where I read the actual words from vintage newspapers. Those of you who've watched my videos before, thank you. You will be familiar with how I usually have a little tiny special about a beautiful woman from the decade that we're reading. In the 1920s, I call it the flapper alert. In the 30s and 40s, it's the bombshell alert. Oh, in my 60s special, make sure you look for it, it's the stone fox alert. Today's newspaper was printed in 1905. But I decided in this video to give the women a chance. Therefore, I'm going to be featuring the most sexiest man alive in 1905. So you ladies out there, don't get too excited. You better get your smelling salts ready. Oh, and just in case, go ahead and lay yourself down on that fainting couch. Brace yourself, 'cause here comes the dashing man alert. Yes, it's that famous bodybuilder, Eugen Sandow. And yes, it's Eugen 'cause he was from Germany, not Eugene. And in 1900 slang, he's some pumpkins, which translates as something special, way above the ordinary.
I have a sad story to tell you. It may hurt your feelings a bit. Last night when I walked into my bathroom, I stepped in a big pile of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen. I think I'll break off with my girlfriend. Her antics are queer, I'll admit. Each time I say, darling, I love you, she tells me that I'm full of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen. Our baby fell out of the window. You think that her head would be split, but good luck was with her that morning. She fell in a barrel of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen. An old lady died in a bathtub. She died from a terrible fit. In order to fulfill her wishes, she was buried in 6 feet of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen. When I wasn't friends with the army, one day I looked into my kit. I thought I would find me a sandwich, but the darn thing was loaded with shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen. And now, folks, my story is ended. I think it is time I should quit. If any of you feel offended, stick your head in a barrel of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen.
Now it's time to read together some of the articles from the Star and Sentinel newspaper from Gettysburg, dated October 4th, 1905. Clothing pressed on trains. Following out the aim to make the service on the Pennsylvania Special, the 18-hour train between New York and Chicago, perfect in every detail, the Pennsylvania Railroad Company has provided facilities for pressing overnight the clothing of its passengers. The work is done upon the application to the Pullman porter. Niagara Falls excursions, low-rate vacation trips via the Pennsylvania Railroad. The remaining dates of the popular Pennsylvania Railroad 10-day excursions to Niagara Falls from Washington and Baltimore are August 25th, September 8th, and 22nd. The excursion tickets will cost $10. An experienced tourist agent and chaperone will accompany each excursion. And there will be special trains of Pullman parlor cars and day coaches, which will run to Niagara Falls. Let's put this one in the category, Some Things Never Change. Notice of rewards. The Post Office Department has announced a list of rewards from $1,000 down to $25, graded accordingly to the circumstances of each particular case, to persons causing arrest and convictions for robbery of the mails, post offices, or mailboxes in which the rural delivery system is specifically mentioned. Larceny from post office stations, street letterboxes or other receptacles established, approved, or designated by the Postmaster General for the receipt of mail, matter on any rural free delivery route, star route, or other mail route, or from boxes rented in post offices, or from any public receptacle for mail matter, will be regarded under this offer of reward as of the same effect as larceny from a post office. This one seems a little unbelievable. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. His heart taken out. The removal of a man's beating heart from his body and its replacement after a bullet had been extracted from the region adjacent is the remarkable achievement of surgeons at the Germantown Hospital. The patient is reported to have recovered from the effects of the operation and stands in a good way for complete recovery. Plenty of charges. George W. Saunders of Monroe Township, York County, recently sued Charles Brenneman and wife, his neighbors, to recover $85.25 in damages, alleging that Brenneman's hogs killed his chickens, that he destroyed a board fence, cider barrels, locust posts and rails, and that his cows ruined his corn crop. Hurt in runaway. Samuel Kling, residing with his brother, W.H. Kling, at Dale's Mill near New Oxford, narrowly escaped death last Saturday. Mr. Kling was descending a hill with a two-horse team at the residence of D.H. Fink. In an attempt to draw the rubbers, his foot missed the lever and causing the horses to run. Mr. Kling fell head foremost over the front end of the wagon bed and hung fast to the tongue and doubletree. The horses, after running several hundred yards, ran against the paling fence and astride a stout hitching post in front of the residence of Mrs. Josephine Smith, and were thus brought to a stop. When Mr. Clean crawled from his perilous position, he found that the shoe had been torn from his right foot, and the skin torn entirely off his leg from the knee to the toes. His left leg, which came in contact with the horse's legs at each leap, was also very badly bruised, and he was scarcely able to walk or talk. Although painful, his injuries are not serious, and that he was not killed is miraculous. Accident at raising. As noted by us last week, the barn of E.J. Myers, Huntington Township, was raised last Wednesday. Several accidents occurred, among which was the smashing of one finger on Adam Kimmel's left hand, and D.M. Cashman, who accompanied him to the raising, was struck by a falling pike pole on his forehead, the spear piercing to the bone. William Eline Jr. of Littlestown had his face and eyes badly burned Thursday. He was cleaning up the yard when he found a can containing some powder, and wishing to dispose of it, poured it out and put a match to it. There was an instant explosion, and the powder was blown in the boy's face and eyes. His eyes swelled shut, and it is feared that the pupils are injured. Attacked by an intruder. As is custom, Wallace Ziegler, residing on East Middle Street, went to his stable Monday night about 9 o'clock to see that his horse was all right and to lock the doors. On entering the stable in the dark, he was struck at by some unknown man who, fortunately for Mr. Ziegler, missed his mark and made his escape. The intruder was supposed to have been after chickens. We'll finish today's video with some advertisements. For biliousness, the liver must be gently stirred so that the bile will be thrown off in the right channel. The system must be invigorated. Raymond's liver pills and tonic pellets from the Mild Power Cure. That completely does the work without shock or injury to any part of the system. 25 doses, 25 cents. Truths that strike home. Your grocer is honest, and if he cares to do so, can tell you that he knows very little about the bulk coffee he sells you. How can he know where it was originally come from, how it was blended, or with what or when roasted? If you buy your coffee loose by the pound, how can you expect purity and uniform quality? Lion Coffee, the leader of all packaged coffees, is of necessary uniform in quality, strength, and flavor. For over a quarter of a century, Lion Coffee has been the standard coffee in millions of homes. Every man, woman, and child can see. That is why electric lights talk. When you have them on your place of business, they talk business. They cost little. The results are big. Order lights today. The Keystone ELH&P Company.